Recruiters will take advantage of you if you don't watch this video. So you got that job teaching English abroad. You're excited, but as soon as that contract hits your inbox, the power dynamic shifts. Now you are very vulnerable. The truth is that schools and recruiters have a business model. Not all of them, but several of them have the business model of taking advantage of first-time teachers and putting them in bad situations or scamming them. I'm Blake, and I help people see how they can build a career teaching English abroad. In this video, I will walk you through 10 red flags you need to look out for so that you can ultimately protect yourself and your bank account as you are searching for jobs and as you are viewing contracts. Let's get straight to it. The first red flag is the zero notice job interview. So you've contacted a recruiter and he or she is saying, hey, there's your interview, take it now, and there is no room for flexibility, asking you when you're available. They just want you to take the interview right at that moment. The reason why this is a red flag is that it shows poor organization and that they are probably desperate. Think of any job that you've applied for, and when you got the email or a phone call asking for an interview, they're probably asking you when you should schedule the interview, when you're available, or they tell you when it is and it's not at that moment. If you are in a situation where that's not happening, just think to yourself, this is very unprofessional. This tells you how they will treat you as an employee. No respect, and you are just another number in the system. Of course, a recruiter's main objective is to make money, but they should still be professional and they should not be sharks. Red flag number 2 is the vague contract. Later in the video, I will discuss this more in detail, but you should always know your job description and what your exact responsibilities will be, and you should know what your benefits will be. When a contract is very vague, it shows they're going to take advantage of you, trying to bounce around visa rules, or trying to pay you a wage that is not aligned with the market. Don't even demand clarity. Don't sign the contract. Cut ties. The sad reality of being a foreigner is that you have no power in a situation where you're being exploited and taken advantage of. Local labor boards will do nothing. Unless you have money to pay a lawyer, you are going to be powerless in these situations. Make sure you have a contract that is not vague and very direct of what your responsibilities are, what your benefits are, and what you're entitled to. Red flag number 3 is no direct contact with the school. Imagine that you are contacting a recruiter and he or she is telling you, hey, I got you a job. That is not a reputable recruiter. It's a scammer. A reputable, or even if it's not a good job, a legitimate school or training center will want to do a video interview with you, a virtual interview, to talk to you and get to know you to see if you're a good fit for them. Anytime a recruiter tries to tell you they got you a job, when there's no direct contact with anyone from the school, cut ties and run away. Whenever you're interviewed, there will always be at least either a principal interviewing you or one of the teachers who are in leadership positions. Once again, don't buy into the lie that a recruiter got you a job when there's no direct contact with anyone from the school for an interview. Red flag number 4, asking for money up front. If a recruiter or a school asks you to pay for service fees for anything, whether it's for visas, anything for their services, run away. A legitimate recruiter will never ask you for money because they get paid by schools when they place people in jobs. It is a scam. A recruiter that's reputable will never ask you for money. I can't emphasize enough. Cut ties, don't even try to negotiate, run away. Red flag number 5, the current employee silence. If you get offered a job, you should politely ask the person who interviewed you or ask the recruiter who's in touch with the school. If you can politely ask if you can speak with somebody who currently works at the school. If you are told that that is not permitted, that's a red flag. What does the school have to hide? Perhaps they have a very high turnover rate. Perhaps teachers get lowballed and don't get their salaries on time. Perhaps they don't get things they are entitled to in the contract, such as severance. I myself and thousands of other teachers have signed contracts without speaking with a local teacher who currently works at the school. Although not every situation is a nightmare, you are putting yourself at risk by not asking to speak with the current teacher at the school. Do this. Save yourself some stress and do it for yourself and peace of mind when you sign that contract. Foreigners are ultimately seen as replaceable and easy to exploit, and it is sadly true if you do not do your due diligence. Don't let that be you. Speak with the current teacher at the school if you can. Let's talk about red flag number 6, the unspecified salary. When you receive your contract, the specific number in the local currency should be written in the contract. It should not have a range. It should not say between this number and this number. This is a bait and switch. They will always pay you the bare minimum. Also, the specific date of every month of when you get paid should be included in the salary. For example, if payday is on the 15th of each month, it should state that in the contract. If you don't like the salary, you don't have to sign the contract. But you get what I'm saying. It should be in there. Unless you are super qualified with extensive qualifications or you're working at a very high-end school, you don't have much power in the ESL world when it comes to negotiation. But as I said, the number in the local currency should be in the contract when it comes to your pay and the date of each month. Red flag number 7, the vague housing clause. Your contract should state which specific kind of housing you're getting. Are you going to live alone? Are you going to have a roommate? Are you going to live in some damp basement? You should know exactly what kind of housing you're getting. It should also be not too far from the school. If you live far from the school, the contract should also state that there is shuttle service provided free of charge on the way to work and on the way home. If the school does not offer housing but offers a stipend, the exact number and the amount of the stipend should be written in the contract as well. Don't let yourself get taken advantage of. Know exactly what kind of housing you're getting, or know how much the stipend is going to be. Red flag number 8, the no vacation clause. This is a no-brainer, but in case you didn't know, you should have vacation. You are entitled to vacation. Every job is different. For some schools, you get a lot of vacation. For some schools, such as Hagwons or training centers, you won't get much. Wherever you choose to work, you should get vacation, and it should be stated in the contract. Unfortunately, when it comes to places like Hagwons or language centers, you don't really get sick leave and personal leave. If you get sick or you need time off, it ultimately depends on what your boss wants to do. He or she may not give you the time off, and if they do, you probably won't get paid for it. If you get hired at an actual school, you should also get personal leave and sick leave included in the contract. But like I said, you should get vacation. Whether you work at a school or not, you are entitled vacation days. Make sure that's in the contract and make sure they are paid. Red flag number 9, no mention of the visa in the contract. This is very important because when you are working in a foreign country, if you want to work legally, whoever employs you needs to sponsor your visa. The contract must state that they are sponsoring your visa for the duration of the contract. This gives you peace of mind because this means you will be a legal worker in a foreign country. Once again, I can't stress it enough, make sure the contract mentions visa sponsorship for the duration of the contract. Let's talk about the final red flag number 10, termination. Any job in the world, there's always a risk of getting fired. You could be working for a corrupt employer, or maybe you made a mistake or made too many mistakes. Maybe you just weren't a good employee. It doesn't matter. Your contract should state something about termination. If you get fired, you are entitled 30 days of your salary prorated. They can't legally fire you and just leave you hanging dry with no prorated salary. This should be in your contract. Please make sure it states this about termination in your contract. Like I said, you have not much power as a foreigner in a foreign country. The labor board will do nothing. You need money for a lawyer to help you in a situation like this. Always make sure termination and the policy of getting paid when you get fired is written in the contract. There you have it, the red flags, the 10 red flags you should look out for. Now, what do you do now? You need to remain vigilant. There are shady recruiters and shady schools who have a business practice of taking advantage of people who know nothing about these things. All these things I mentioned, I can't stress enough how critical these things are. That is why I created the ultimate guide. This contract review checklist in the guide ensures that you don't make any critical mistakes, that you don't miss anything that can put you at risk and leave you hanging dry. This guide contains many things that will help you in your journey to teaching English abroad, not just with reviewing contracts, not just with scams, a full-on guide to prepare you to take the leap, not just with excitement, but with wisdom and with discernment. Stop risking your career because of a bad contract. Go to my Stan store. The link is in the description and you can purchase this guide. And if you want someone to review your contract or you just need some guidance on the prospect of teaching English abroad, you can also book a one-on-one consultation with me, also in my Stan store. Get the guide. Allow yourself to begin this career with peace of mind. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.